Hey guys, so I'm back with another bump date. Just gonna be filling you guys in on weeks 30 through 34. I am now 34 weeks pregnant and like a day. Yeah, and a day. So 30 weeks was kind of rough. I remember in my last update I was telling you guys how like physically tasking the third trimester has been, and it really hasn't let up too much. It's actually probably gotten worse. Let's just dig right in. Alright, so 30 weeks, I have a little notepad here because I was gonna forget if I didn't write it down. Well, pelvic pain started at that point. It kind of feels like my pelvis is about to like just open and just, I don't know, let the baby out or something. Just getting ready for baby to make its debut. And then I also had like a lot of stomach cramping and TMI. Some of this is TMI. A lot of diarrhea at 30 weeks, so that wasn't so fun. But since then, yeah, since like, I think once I got to like 31 weeks, that kind of stopped. Also at 30 weeks, my feet started to swell. That was very scary to see because my feet hadn't really swelled up this whole pregnancy. Because usually like when I'm relaxing I put my feet up, but I started to notice, hey, my feet look like not my feet. My ankles and everything, that would just blow up. Another horrible thing that started at 30 weeks was my heartburn. I know I had a little bit of heartburn maybe like first and second trimester, but this heartburn was like nothing that I took, nothing that I did would help or alleviate like the heartburn. And then it was coupled with like nausea, so it was just that much worse, and it was just so bad. Like it would hit me at night, it would hit me even if I hadn't eaten anything, it would still just show up and just like, oh my god, it would try to take me out. But thank god it's lightened up since then. Also, another thing at 30 weeks that I was super happy about was that I found out that baby was head down. And I had my like suspicions, like I figured baby was head down. But my midwife did confirm to me that my baby was head down when I went to my 30-week appointment, and I was so happy to hear that. And then another funky thing that I thought was like a little weird was like my Braxton Hicks contractions had like died down. Either I just didn't notice them or I just wasn't having them. And so, whatever. So now that brings me to 31 weeks. Okay, so at 31 weeks, I had an ultrasound. Now, I had an ultrasound at 31 weeks because when I got my first ultrasound at 12 weeks, my baby was, I guess that whatever blood test that I took, my Pap A levels were just a little bit low. So they were concerned about like how baby was going to grow and stuff like that. So I had to do a couple more extra ultrasounds just to make sure. In my last ultrasound, my 20-ish week ultrasound, the baby was growing great, but the kidneys, they noticed, had like some excess fluid in it. So, and they said that was like kind of something that may phase out. But they did want to keep an eye on it, so that's what that 31-week ultrasound was for, to make sure that the kidneys were growing fine, everything was growing fine, and that the fluid kind of like just, phased out or whatever, which it did. So the kidneys are all good, it's no excess fluid, everything looks excellent, thank God. So yeah. But one thing we did find out that ultrasound is that my baby was 4 pounds and 9 ounces at that point. Not what I was expecting, because I was following my app and it was saying like, oh yeah, your baby should be like 3 pounds some change, and I'm like, okay, so we're working with a big old baby here. But yeah, so they assume that baby will probably, if baby goes to full term, that they will come out like 8.5 pounds. So let us pray. So heartburn continued at 31 weeks. as well as the pelvic pain. It just gets worse as weeks go by. And then another thing that I noticed came back from the first trimester was nausea. I notice it after I wake up, whether it be a nap or after like I've slept all night. It's killer. I mean, it's not as bad as it was the first trimester because I can actually eat without like gagging or like dry heaving. But it's definitely noticeable. Definitely like, oh, here we go with this. Like, but you know, I can tolerate it. I kind of thought I would attribute it to like me laying on my back because I know I noted that last time that I tend to fall asleep and then end up on my back, unfortunately. But then I've also woken up on my side and I've been nauseous. So I don't know, whatever. So then that brings me to 32 weeks. And 32 weeks is when I started to nest. Now this is funny because my boyfriend thinks it's like so funny. I wake up pretty much every day at about 5 a.m. I usually have to use the bathroom. And then I'll be like, okay, what can I do today to get ready for baby? Like, I just have this urge to, like, organize and, like, clean and, like, separate. Like, one morning I woke up at, like, 4 and, like, just started separating baby's clothes to, like, do laundry. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I guess my nesting is just starting early. I've, like, cleaned all the baseboards, like I've you name it, I've done it, and then I'll do it again. So I don't know what's going on with that, but apparently 5 o'clock nesting is a symptom for me. And then another thing is I've noticed I've been more tired, more fatigued, probably more tired than I was the first trimester. I sleep a lot. I don't know, sometimes I'm sleeping like 12 hours or more. I'm just hibernating, I'm a bear. I don't know, whatever. And then at this point, at 32 weeks, my heartburn started to like reduce. Thank Jesus, because I didn't think I was gonna make it. I still have to deal with the heartburn, but it's not as intense. So then at 33 weeks, I had my baby shower. Oh my god, and I'm gonna post like some pics probably right now. I'll just insert them right here so you can kind of like get a little look-see at my baby shower. I know I said I would do a video, but that didn't end up working. It was a Minion theme, and I love Minions, and I enjoyed myself. I loved my shower. I would do it all over again if I could. I loved it. So then at 33 weeks, the Braxton Hicks started back up with a vengeance. I was a little, like I said earlier, I was a little bit concerned like about me not having any more Braxton Hicks or like me not feeling them at like 30 weeks, but then at 33 weeks they're back with a vengeance. Like, and then also accompanied with that, I have more back contractions. I just don't think I'm supposed to be having back contractions yet, but whatever. They're definitely like massive menstrual cramps in your back. I mean, they're not so intense to the point where like I can't talk or like can't, you know, do anything, but they are definitely like uncomfortable. I also started urinating more often. Probably went to the bathroom like 6 times last night. So yeah. And then TMI, started having more increased discharge, which I heard is like a good sign of like baby is soon to come. So we shall see about that. And then that brings me to 34 weeks. So again, I'm only 34 weeks in one day. But my belly has dropped. Me and my boyfriend had noticed that at 33 weeks and 6 days. And I was looking at my belly and I was like, babe, has my belly dropped? And he looked at it and he was like, yeah, that thing has dropped. Like, that baby is down there. So we're excited about that because it means we're not too far off. I know I'm only a little bit less than 6 weeks away from my due date, but this kind of makes me feel like maybe baby will come a little bit earlier, just a little bit, just a tad bit earlier. I'd be very happy with that, so long as the baby's healthy. I have a feeling that this baby may not wait for 40 weeks. I have a feeling it's gonna come a little bit sooner. I know for where I want to deliver at, the birth center, they will only take me in to deliver if I'm at least at 37 weeks. I can't be 35 weeks and in labor and still do my water birth thing. I would have to go to the hospital. They would transfer me out just because they want to make sure that I have a healthy labor and delivery, which is nice. So we'll just kind of see what the baby wants to do. I'm tired. I've been pregnant for a long time, over 200 days. I'm just ready to meet baby. I'm excited. Other than that, I've just been kind of like getting ready for baby. You can kind of see the crib is set up behind me. The bassinet's set up. Everything's pretty much set up. I've done laundry, clothes are hanging up, like things are like stored away, car seats installed, everything like that. So everyone's really excited, including myself. Like, we are like so anxious. We're just waiting for like my water to break or some contractions to start or something like that. I know it's a little early, but you know, when the time is right, then we will jump for joy. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my video. This kind of concludes it. Oh, I will add, you know, my bump shot so that you guys can see from the front and the sides, and you kind of compare for yourself. I probably won't be posting another video until I'm like 38 weeks. And if I have the baby by then you will see the birth vlog. I will see you guys soon with that, and take care. Mwah.